WrestleMania is such a special event every year, but for some reason this seems to be a bigger and even more special event with everything that we have going on and the way things have gone on the last few years. And I don't know why, it just to me seems even bigger than normal. And being here in LA just takes it to another level. So I want to thank all of you for being here and being a part of it. Also do absolutely want to thank Snickers because it satisfies. And, the WWE Universe, everybody that, tunes into WWE each and every week, that goes online, that follows everything we do, that just was here tonight, for allowing us the privilege to do what we do for all of you, for allowing us the privilege of coming in your home every week, of being on your cell phone and being what you follow and being what you love and being a lifestyle. It truly is an honor that every single one of us take very seriously. And I mean that from all of us, the staff, our crew. When you see what's done here in this stadium, Jason Robinson, Kevin Dunn's team that build that set, I've seen it since its sort of conception stage. And when I walked in here the other night for the first time, I was blown away. The pictures, the videos, nothing did it justice. When you walked in here and finally saw it, man, it took my breath away. It's the team that creates this stuff is second to none. And I mean, I've been to the Super Bowl and I've seen those halftime shows, and I don't know, to me, it doesn't compare. But when I talk about the thank you to our fans, I mean that from all of our talent. And I would like to thank them as well, the talent, because they come here, as all of you know, they put their health, their bodies on the line to entertain for everybody. And that can't be brought up enough, of the risks that are taking, and that they are taking, and what it means to them and to our fans to be able to do this. So, and I also want to thank SoFi Stadium, Inglewood, Los Angeles, Hollywood, everybody here that been incredible hosts, and just made this an easy event for us, which we're just getting started. So, and as you know, WWE has turned WrestleMania into a week-long series of events now. It's gone from, one night in an arena, sold out Madison Square Garden in the very beginning at WrestleMania 1, and it's morphed over the years to here we are 39 later, or 38 later, I guess, at WrestleMania 39, and it's this week-long series of events. We've been here all week. We've had events all week. It comes with a lot of, activations for our fans and for businesses, but it also comes a lot of, we've done, since we've been here, dozens of community events, giving back to the community and trying to support the community as well. We've had tryouts here with 50 of the highest level athletes at UCLA all week. That has been incredible. Undertaker had his one dead man show at Novo at LA Live. The Superstore at the Convention Center had lines wrapped around the building all week long. And Stand and Deliver this morning at Crypto was I didn't get to see all of it because we were doing our thing here, but my understanding is it was off the charts good, and people were excited about it. My hat's off to those talent as well, and to Sean for what he's building there with that brand. It's just incredible. And to our amazing partners that we brought with us along the way for this week, we were able to break our all-time WrestleMania sponsorship record with over 21 million in activations. So, really an awesome week for everybody. We're also fortunate and able to break SoFi's attendance record tonight with a live attendance of 80,497 people in the stadium tonight, which to me is incredible. And, I hate to toot our own horn, but, rumor is Final Four did 73,800. So just saying, toot toot, you know. Nice to be in that. Nice to be in that stratosphere. But I'll hit more of the business stuff tomorrow just because of the 2 days, and I'd rather hit it all at once. What an event. Cena Theory and sort of a passing of the torch moment. That four-way tag was spectacular. Seth and Logan, I'll say it again, Logan Paul has no business being as good as he is at this point, but damn, does he just continue to put the bar at another level. You saw legends tonight like Trish and Lita with Becky Lynch against Damage Control, just, putting on an amazing performance after not doing this for a very long period of time. It's tough, Pat McAfee making an appearance, much to Miz's demise. Ray, who was just out here, I just can't say enough about, Ray's just, as a human being, just the best. And to see, knowing him for this long, knowing his family, his kids, his wife, to see all of this and to see him have the opportunity to go in the Hall of Fame on the same weekend that he gets to wrestle his son in front of 80,000 people at WrestleMania in this epic storyline. Man, I just can't be happier for him. He's such a great guy, and it's so well deserved. And as Conan said so eloquently last night, just Ray put Lucha on the map, and there's nobody more deserving of being in that Hall of Fame than him. So it was just a special moment, and as he mentioned, coming out to Snoop and with Eddie's music, and just all of it was just so meaningful. To see Charlotte and Rhea go out there and just put on the performance of a lifetime and again, elevate what women in our business are doing to another level entirely. Spectacular. And then, of course, the follow-up of a storyline between the Usos and Kevin and Sami that just continues to, I think, just change long-term storylines in what we do in WWE, and I think it's they've done an incredible job. I know Kevin said it, but I've never seen a tag team as good as the Usos. So my hat's off to everybody that was here tonight. Big shoes to fill and a hard act to follow for tomorrow's crew coming into WrestleMania night 2. But when you talk about what we're going to see tomorrow in storylines and storytelling, it's going to go to another level, I think. So with that, I'll open it up to the room.
Paul here in the front, Shaquille Mahjoudi, CBS Sports. First of all, congratulations on an amazing evening tonight.
Thank you.
What are the emotions like for you both going into WrestleMania Night 1 and after, not just as the creative force behind all of this, but as someone who's been in the footsteps of the superstars who work day in and day out to get to this point?
Man, emotionally for me, it's hard for me to put it into words. Emotionally for me, as a performer, knowing what it means to get to WrestleMania, knowing what it means to participate in this event, knowing that not everybody gets to do that, that's a tough thing when talent all work extremely hard. Everybody does. And, not everybody's going to make it to WrestleMania every year. And that's part of what makes it so special, I think. But knowing how much it means to them, knowing how big this event is, how big it's become, I think for this team this year, for everybody that's a part, because this is a massive amount of teamwork. And, when things change and you get the opportunity to do this in a different way because you've sort of never done it before without the guiding force that was there before, right? And so all of a sudden, all of us are thrust into a position of, this is your WrestleMania now. And there's nobody else that's been doing it for 40, 50, 60 years to fall back on for answers as much. And So I think for a lot of people, it felt different this year and in a really great way. And for us to take sort of those reins and try to get there, all of us, it was awesome to see. And uh, I couldn't be more proud of this team, of everybody that stepped up to a whole nother level. This is an event. The amount of work that goes into it is an event like no other. And to see all those people come together to do that is something special.
Joe Reedy from the Associated Press. Just with the Rhea Charlotte match, it was outstanding. Just what have you seen of Rhea's development the last 3 years? And, they had the match 3 years ago, but I don't think it could have gone to the level of tonight.
No. First of all, I'll say to Charlotte, just generational athlete, right? Like, change the game for women across the board. And you even just have to look at stats like, I think this is her 7th WrestleMania. She's been in the title picture for every single one of them. That's incredible. She's an incredible athlete. I can't recall seeing her ever in matches where it doesn't not feel real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just a different level of performance there. When you get to Rhea Ripley, though, that she's 26 years old. The growth path that she is on. I say this often to Roman, that he operates storytelling and character-wise at a different level from everybody else. And he does. It's just the continuity of everything he does and the way it all plays out, right? To me, it's at a different level. Rhea's at that level now. She's getting to that level where she sells different, she works different, she looks different, her facials are different. Everything that she does is now just clicking, and it never gaps. Her growth has been unbelievable. And, every time I think, wow, she's really peaking now, I find myself 6 months later going, holy shit, it's the surface yet. It's amazing. She's awesome.
Jamat Kosandu for BT Sport. The Usos versus Kevin Owen and Sami Zayn main eventing night one. When did you make that decision, and what was that decision-making process like for you?
It's all about what is the most impactful, right? And as the storylines played out heading into WrestleMania, to me is the most emotionally and storyline driven match on the card, right? And I felt like that needed to be, I think we all felt like that needed to be in that spot. I've said this before when people have, when we've talked before about, you put the women in the main event. We didn't put the women in the main event. That's the spot, right? That is the storyline that was driving things to put them in that role. It's not about giving it to them because they're women. It's not about giving it to somebody. Like, never once did it factor for me. I don't know. People saying, well, tag team championships haven't been in that spot and history making. I didn't even know that, to be honest with you. It's about who talent or talent, nothing else to it. Talent or talent, and whatever storyline is resonating the most and has the most impact, that needs to be the story that's told, I think. And in this case, it was the Usos and Kevin and Sami.
One final question for Triple H.
Yes, TJ Legacy, ESPN Gainesville.
Cool jacket.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Digging it.
So we saw Bad Bunny get involved in the Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio match. Is there any chance that we see Bad Bunny compete in the ring when at WrestleMania Backlash in Puerto Rico?
Let's talk about Bad Bunny for a second, right? What is with all these celebrities coming in here and just blowing everybody's doors off, right? Like, coming in here and when Bad Bunny competed with us the first time, I think I sort of sat up here and were like, this guy has no right to be this good. Like, McAfee, no right to be that good. Logan Paul, no right to be that good. What's awesome about it is the grind and what the level of what they're willing to put into this because of their respect for the business, their respect for the WWE superstars, their respect for what we do and the people that came before them. Bunny grew up watching this. Every time I talk to him, he talks to me about the old days and, what he grew up watching and all of that, right? It's awesome to see. But when you're willing to put in that level of effort, as I said before, Logan Paul relentless in his training for this. Bad Bunny. I wasn't a time that I went to the Performance Center when he's working with us where I don't see him there grinding away. He don't need to do that. I'm sure in a couple of weeks he's got Coachella. It's, sure that gig pays pretty good, right? I don't know that he needs it. It's so cool to see them do that, but it's also awe-inspiring to see how good they are at it, and it raises the bar for everybody else. One thing that I used to hear, a lot of rumblings about when you bring a celebrity and these guys are stealing our spots. We're here every day and they're stealing our spot. Yeah, well, they went out there and performed better than you, so it's hard to run your mouth about it, right? Like you gotta step up. They're amazing. I will say this about Bad Bunny: Puerto Rico is coming. If he wants to be in that ring, he just gotta. He has my number. We talk. If he wants to be in that ring, he'll hit me up, and I'm sure we'll make it happen. But he'll be there one way or the other. He's hosting it, so it's going to be a blast. I can't wait to get to Puerto Rico. It's an interesting time for us. There you go. I gave you the wink nod. It's interesting to see. You talk about the next after you get done WrestleMania, right? It's Puerto Rico, it's London, it's Saudi, Detroit after that with a stadium show. But there's a big run here all outside the U.S. that will be epic, and I can't wait to do them. It's going to be spectacular. So do one more, Byron.
Okay, one more question. We are going here to the front row.
Hi, Isa with Lucha Libre Online. Congratulations on an excellent first night.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to Backlash more than you'll ever know. I wanted to ask about the mainstream stars that we saw tonight. It's not just Bad Bunny. We saw Snoop Dogg out there. We saw KSI get involved in that, Logan Paul match.
Yeah.
What are the odds on more people coming in and more eyes on the product?
Bad day to dress up as a bottle of Prime.
Agreed.
Yeah. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, you see George Kittle popping out of the crowd and getting involved. WWE's hot. It's rolling hot, and it is as mainstream as it gets. And I think when you see celebrities that grew up as massive WWE fans, and you hear them say it like George Kittle came up after they did what they did tonight, and he was like a kid at a candy store, just giddy little, he was like a 12-year-old kid that just got the opportunity to do the coolest thing in his life, right? And here's a guy that's done some big things and the biggest stages in the world with the Super Bowl, everything else, right? When you're talking to Snoop, who's done everything that there is to do on every conceivable level and platform, and you're talking to him in the afternoon and we're going through all this stuff and he's just, like a kid. This kind of what we do takes you back to that, right? It's just an opportunity to go have fun and to be a kid again and to go out there and live a fantasy and do something you never thought you'd get to do in your life. And I think for celebrities, no matter what they do, I can tell you that no matter what you do, there is nothing like standing in that ring with 80,000 people going crazy, and you're in there and you just did what's causing them to go crazy. You know, it's why you see Rock with goosebumps all over him, and he talks about that. It's when, I don't care what else he does. I don't care. You know, when you're playing a sport, you're tuning off that crowd. When you're here, you're in tune to the smallest nuance of what that crowd is doing. It's a different experience. There's nothing like it. Nothing like it. I honestly believe that there's nothing like being a fan and being in that crowd when those magic moments happen. When Kevin and Sammy beat the Usos tonight, we pulled back in a wide shot. It didn't look like there was a person that wasn't just standing, jumping up and down, you know, throwing their fists in the air, grown-ups, like everybody just losing themselves in a moment emotionally to just be entertained and let themselves go. It's the greatest form of entertainment in the world. I truly believe that from a live standpoint. If there's ever anybody that we've talked to sponsor-wise or partner-wise or anything else that they're like, I've just never watched, I don't know anything about it or whatever. You bring them to a live event and they leave there and they're like, oh my God, that was incredible. I'm definitely coming back. Oh my God, I'm gonna start watching on TV. Oh my God, it's the greatest thing. You see them 6 months later and they're hooked in the product. It's contagious, man. You just can't, once you're in it, the feeling of it, the emotion of it, the fun. It's a key word for me, fun. If you let yourself go and have fun, every emotion will run through you, and it's just, there's nothing else like it. Nothing. And we do it better than anyone on the planet. Thank you all for being here. Hope you all get to come and enjoy tomorrow night as well, and I look forward to seeing you after that show as well and filling you in on the rest of the detail. But thank you very much.